The man's youngest son had been taken by an ogre. Fueled by rage and grief, he swore to make the monster pay a terrible price. He transformed his car into a massive crossbow on wheels and crafted several giant bolts. Once everything was ready, he and his older son hit the road in their weaponized vehicle, determined to hunt the creature down. Late one night, the older son suddenly heard a terrified voice calling for help over the radio. Someone was trapped in a car by a monster, and from the fear in their voice, the father instantly knew it had to be the same ogre that took his boy. Wasting no time, he followed the directions and rushed to the scene. The students who had called for help finally saw a sliver of hope as the modified vehicle arrived. At the same time, Cody managed to pry open the car door with some tools. But the moment they stepped outside, they saw the ogre under the moonlight, wings spread, flying straight toward Jack. Panicked, Jack stumbled over some rocks and accidentally avoided the creature's deadly strike. Enraged, the ogre hurled a knife that struck Cody in the arm, pinning him to a tree. It took the combined effort of 3 people to pull the blade out. But before they could catch their breath, the ogre swooped back down, grabbed Cody, and soared into the sky. Desperate, Jack and the others spotted a car that still worked and jumped in. But they weren't safe yet. The ogre had seen them and began chasing from the air. No matter how hard they floored the gas, they couldn't shake the monster. As it closed in, Jack fired a flare gun he'd found in the vehicle. The shot landed, hitting the creature, but it wasn't enough. It came right back. To avoid its next strike, Tom yanked the wheel and drove off-road. Still, the ogre stayed on their tail. With no other options, Tom pushed Amy out of the passenger seat to safety, then slammed on the brakes just as the ogre closed in on Jack. The monster, unable to stop in time, flew straight past them and crashed. Tom was killed instantly behind the wheel. Jack survived, but his leg was badly injured and he couldn't move. He dragged himself forward, glancing around in fear only to spot the ogre watching him from the grass just ahead. The creature tried to stand, but realized one of its legs and one arm had been severed. Now hopping and dragging itself forward, the ogre came after Jack, who was overwhelmed with panic. Driven by sheer will to survive, Jack crawled for his life, but the ogre eventually caught up and pinned him to the ground. He struggled desperately, and just when all hope seemed lost, a giant bolt came flying through the air, piercing the ogre's skull.